Despite the slow degradation of any sort of focus and the complete collapse of any sane sleeping patterns, I am coping quite well with lockdown. Nothing in lockdown compares to the complete psychological episode of New Year's Eve 2019. Before we get into it, if you want more positive videos telling stories, talking about stories and relating my travel adventures so you can do them too, then don't hesitate to press the subscribe button and click that bell icon so we can make life a story worth telling together. Imagine the scene. Midnight is approaching, Daisy is sleeping unaware of the impending apocalypse that will erupt outside our walls. I await the humble experience of New Year's Eve fireworks beamed to me through my humble TV. Because even before standing shoulder to shoulder in a packed crowd could give you a horrible virus, that really wasn't for me. Then it hit me out of nowhere, an abject sense of loneliness and pitifulness. It was like a dementor straight out of Harry Potter had snuck in to take away my modicum of fireworks joy and was currently sucking at my face. What caused this moribund start to 2020? Had I received some terrible health news? Had a relative died? Had my arch nemesis of financial stress released some nefarious ploy upon me? Sort of. I'd purchased a campervan a couple of weeks before. Like some sort of time echo worthy of a Star Trek episode, that event had logged terrible repercussions 2 weeks into the future. If I'd had the equipment from said sci-fi show, the house would have undoubtedly been smothered in tachyons. No matter how much I thought it through, no matter how much I balanced the risk, buying my second biggest purchase besides a house at some point was going to come back and karmically bite me on my ass. Instead, it decided to swallow me whole. Initially, the hammer blow wasn't even about the money. It was as if New Year and the campervan sitting outside the house like a chrome yellow creature that man was not meant to know hit me with a psychological sucker punch and rolled a natural 20, presenting me with some sort of stark, incomprehensible sense of my abject loneliness. I didn't feel lonely. I felt just the same. Just for some reason, a beast hidden deep within my psychology rose up in that moment to prey on the idea that the purchase of the van wouldn't deliver things I wanted, but instead was some incredibly costly totemic manifestation of a sad, desperate midlife crisis and a cry for help, like buying a sports car to attract the ladies. But I didn't even have the balls to do that right. That was phase 1. The weird thing is, that traumatic New Year in 2019 is a perfect reflection of how my psychology works. Ghosted by your 20-year partner in life, capable of thinking positive every New Year. Spend a lot of money you can actually afford. Abject descent into a pit of anxiety. I didn't sleep all night. The following day I didn't eat. My anxiety had just evolved my body beyond food, in favour of obsessing over my incredibly stupid mistake born out of futility. 48 hours, 5 hours of sleep, virtually no sustenance. It was all I thought about. I paced the house in frustration. I monologued to Daisy Dog about how stupid the mistake was. I mean, full on, punishing arguments. It's lucky that Daisy Dog is a good listener. I looked out at the van, sitting there, and my feeling towards it rapidly transitions from happiness to hate. It just sat there, a chrome yellow icon to my folly. If the van was a person and my life a TV drama, I may have actually killed it and buried it under the porch. It was that intensely upsetting. Then phase 2 came along. I needed to get rid of the van. I descended into a need to reset. It was like I needed to reverse the polarity of the neutron flow and change time by sheer force of will, so that I'd never purchased the damn thing. To remove this ill-advised symbol from my life, to claw back the money that sat invested in it. How could I do this while losing as little money as possible. Well, obviously I couldn't. Any attempt to turn a sale around that quickly was either mechanically unlikely or involved losing quite a chunk of cash. That didn't stop me trying though. I consulted the internet for a solution. But this wasn't an episode of Star Trek. There was no reversing the polarity of the neutron flux. Wait there. That's Doctor Who, right? Whatever. The Matrix can survive that continuity glitch. I was in so deep, the only solution was actually to dive deeper, to accept it and maximise the return in value via experiences. Yeah, the original reason I bought the chrome yellow van. This is what the whole channel is about, right? Or what it's supposed to be about. I had to defeat the Dementor and get back to making life a story worth telling. So I recovered. It was like a switch. Anxiety on, anxiety off. As if my brain had processed the options like Karate Kid and became satisfied. Expecto Patronus and all that. Dementor gone. All this wasn't what I should have been worrying about at all. If my superpower was being psychic rather than having an internal monologue rated incredible, I'd have realised purchasing any sort of recreational vehicle in the face of a minor apocalypse from a flu pandemic probably wasn't the best decision. But since I'm not psychic, I can deal with that. And my internal monologue can continue unabated on the issue. Daisy Dog may still get the occasional soliloquy. The big irony, as this lockdown plays out, despite using the van being considerably delayed, if we do get to leave our homes in a few months' time, looking at the options for international travel, I think having that van to get out and about in the UK over the next 18 months might just turn out to be the right decision. Until next time, you can support me by doing a few simple things. Like the video, hit the subscribe button and hit that bell icon and post a comment below. How do you deal with the stress of significant decisions in your life, especially if you momentarily or forever regret them? And let's continue to make life a story worth telling.